So, hey guys, here we are again, and this time it is a grammar video. This time we're going to be talking about subject-verb agreement, which is pretty easy, right? I am, you are, he is, they are, etc., etc. Easy peasy. As long as you know what the subject is. But it's not always quite that easy to figure out what the subject is, and is it singular or is it plural? That's what this short video is supposed to try to show you. Let's make it a bit smaller. Oh, there we go. Come on. Smaller, smaller. Thank you. That's much better. I'll move it over to the side. And we're good. All right. Subject-verb agreement. What about it? Well, it depends a lot on the quantifiers that you use. So how about those words like some, or a few, or most, or all? How about some of the food is spoiled, some of the food is spoiled, but some of the vegetables are spoiled? Hmm. How about 1/2 of 4 is, oh, let me think, 2, but 1/2 of the numbers are strange. 1/2 of the numbers. How about the number of people is 20. The number of people is 20, but a number of people are here. The number of people means a specific number, but a number of people means many. Not so easy. And then there's a bunch of collective nouns, different kinds. For example, we say when it's a country and fields of study, we say, for example, the United States is. We say the Netherlands, which is a plural word, is. It's a country. So it's the name of the country, is. Physics is a field of study. You study physics, which is a plural word, but you say is because it's a field of study. You also say the news is. So there are some pretty funny words. Then we have things like time, distance, and money. You say, for example, it is 56 miles from my house to UCLA. It is 56 miles. Very strange, but time and distance and money is singular. How about $50,000? That's $50,000. That's a lot of dollars. But we still say is too much to pay for a car. Not in California, you can't buy a house for that. Or how about 6 hours of sleep is not enough. 6 hours, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, but you still say is about time, distance, and money. And then there are a lot of adjectives that are often used as plural nouns. For example, we talk about the young and the old and the rich and the poor, the living and the dead. We talk about those words and we use them in plural. So the rich are, the poor are, the young are, the old are, the living are, and the dead are. And those we use as plural nouns, even though they really are adjectives. Now, non-count nouns are always singular, all non-count nouns. So you say, for example, money is, we talked about that, but dollars are. Furniture is, that's non-count, but chairs are. Traffic is, but cars are. Luggage is, but suitcases are. Mail is, but letters are. Work is, but jobs are. Help! Now, indefinite pronouns, those are all these words of anybody, anyone, anything, anywhere, everybody, everyone, etc., etc. All those indefinite pronouns, we use them in singular. So everybody is, no one is, something is, anywhere is. Those are all singular, all those non-count pronouns. And here, just for the fun of it,
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I?
We'll stop it there. That's Judy Garland singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I thought Somewhere would be a good one. And that's her little dog, Toto, from The Wizard of Oz. That was a nice break from grammar, but let's get back to a little bit more. Let's get back to complex nouns. Let's move my face out of the way again. There we go. And complex nouns, you have things like the cans of food. The cans of food. Well, food is non-count, but cans is plural. What are you going to choose? It's called the head noun, and the head noun is not in the of phrase. In fact, the head noun can never be in a prepositional phrase. The subject is not in a prepositional phrase. The subject is the head noun. In this case, that is cans. That's plural. So the cans of food are in the pantry. Pantry is the word we use for the closet where you put food. Pantry. Or some of their issues are hard to solve. But we can say one of his problems, now that's only one of his problems, one problem is. One of his problems is grammar. It's everybody's problem. And any one of the topics is fine with me. So it depends on the head noun, not the of something or other. Then we have compound subjects as well, where you have John and Mary. Well, that's not so difficult. John and Mary are, okay, easy. But John or Mary is, because now it's one or the other, but not both. Those are called compound subjects. And then, does anybody remember noun clauses? Noun clauses, oh yes, indeed. What he told you is true. The whole subject is what he told you. And clause subjects are always singular. What he told you is true. That he moved to Alaska is a mystery. Where I left my keys is uncertain. Or why he didn't go to law school confounds me or confuses me. So those are subjects that are a whole clause. And that is the end of this video today. Move my little pretty face up here. Not very pretty face. There we go. And the shadows are pretty funny because it's evening, but that's all right. So that's the end of this this subject-verb agreement video. We could make it a whole lot more difficult, but I think that's good enough. Thank you very much.